So I first became aware of Tears in the Fence in 2011 when Simon Smith, who I didn't know at all at the time, remarkably picked up on my first book and gave it a cracking review in the magazine, which introduced me to two friends, Simon, who's remained a friend, and Tears in the Fence, which has remained a friend ever since. I first appeared in the magazine the following summer in 2012, and I'll read you the first of the two poems that appeared there. It's called Beyond Imagining. Powerful winds blow over the tundra zone, eroding the ungrassed soil, a personal bonfire of dangerous papers. Infinity is not a metaphor, disaster never simply disaster. Wind-borne deposits building to sculpted structures. The future may always be terrible, the mind its own palimpsest, cannot be held to a single place. All that exists deserves to perish. Modern primitive peoples make casual use of a great variety of materials from shell and shark's teeth to bottle glass and telegraph insulators. The retreat of a glacier does not imply backward movement of the ice itself. Failure is unavoidable. What matters is what explodes and spills, what erupts. How can you possibly believe that a revolution can or should be mastered or known in advance, if you're in touch with those parts of the mind which itself cannot master? Freedom is always the freedom to think otherwise. Dark spots creep continuously across the surface of the sun. The past an artifact, blank time before one's birth. With the return of warm climate, the river revives enough to resume erosion in the normal way. This method of time measurement has not yet been widely applied, but it promises much. A perilous path between heaven revered and heavens revealed, through a telescope unravelling as a challenge to human intelligence. People of the insulator culture seek ways to monetize their artifacts, the middle finger of Galileo's right hand, encased in a gilded glass egg. I first read at the festival here, and in 2014, in a very windy, noisy marquee, something made a member back at White Horse. I've been here, I think this is my ninth time, so I've only missed one, and that includes the Zoom in 2020. So this is, as I say, Tears in the Fence itself has become a friend, and I've made a lot of my best friends in poetry here. Many of you in this room, you'll know who you are. One of the best of those, Harriet, who's sitting right in front of me now, said to me earlier this weekend that I'd always been a writer of great diversity, and I hope I can cram a bit of that into the short time I have now. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are not, in fact, dead. Having survived the Second Crusade, the siege of Mafeking and a London pub bombing, they have chosen to make a new life at Jamestown in the Virginia colony. Armed only with a Gutenberg Bible, their faith and the file of Novichok nerve agent, they will endeavour to pacify the indigenous population and bring them to the way of the Lord. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are not dead, though most of their old friends and all their old enemies, they hope, believe they are. With a radical change of wardrobe, the good offices of a discreet barber and a modicum of plastic surgery, they have assumed new identities under the Witness Protection Programme in South Africa. Only their new friend Sir Roger de Coverley knows the truth, or something like it. He believes their testimony, if and when it finally comes to light, will shake the Palace of Westminster to its foundations. And I'm going to get serious now. My mother, who died 8 years ago, just a few weeks short of her 95th birthday, was a powerful intellect and a great conversationalist up to a few weeks before she died. I looked after her largely for the last few years. She was, as I say, a great conversationalist. This poem, Forbidden Morning, is drawn from the notes I took of those words that she spoke in her last few weeks. For days after day, from Wednesday through Afternoonish, I climb the Mecca-Verkely, Swiffle and Wishy, climb and climb. Feathermost, Blufel Flagget, Blastel Fothergit to the high, and then blurn, burble, ply and cly to did it, and got Giffle the Blufel Ferger, and I so proud of yourself, as you may imagine. Alvin to the Felgid Stable, trine and trine, cly and cly, climb in dream time, all in dream. Days in days water, Liffelsbergens, the Albenmeissen, Droffelmuster, Glingenmester. Can you? Glorgelmusten, can you? Can you? I could Spliffelmersten, Hangenschut, and so, to be honest with you, he glindel, wandel, handel, bindel, lendel, and so glinder, mandel, metal, felicky, over, rattle, bobbinett, can you? Der Meister Sigarand, some Tesselin, Smurgle, Heischeknight, that may and may not keep climbing in dream. Can you? Get you? Can you? Oh, smelly, smelly, some Aldrich Flasherpuss, yes? Bad tongue collapses clamor till November. Just wait till your father gets hope. She'll want to tessel the grave Vonderheap till the cow comes. As courting of parent telefies, language domage jessifies in brain, as well you know. I am too old. Tomorrow I might be gone. I may tomorrow. How is it possible for a person to forget their dearest names? It should be time for finish. I often feel, if someone would be so kind.